Greetings, and welcome to Amplified, where we amplify the politics and the policies that are impacting Black and brown communities. I'm Aisha Mills. Have y'all been watching the Winter Olympics? Yeah? Me neither. But there is one story that's been making headlines this week, and we've been particularly interested in following it. You might recall that back during the 2020 Olympics, which because of COVID actually happened in the summer of 2021, U.S. sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson, the sixth fastest woman of all time, tested positive for weed during the Olympic trials. Her misstep made her ineligible to compete in the Summer Games. Fast forward to the Winter Olympics this week, and 15-year-old Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva tested positive for multiple substances, one of which was banned. The Russian skater was allowed to compete, though. Sha'Carri Richardson had her own opinion about why Valieva could skate, but Richardson couldn't run. She said in part on Twitter, "The only difference that I see is I'm a young Black lady." She also asked the Olympic Committee for answers as to what constituted her inability to compete while Valieva could. Joining us tonight is a reporter in Sha'Carri's home state of Texas who wrote a piece in the Houston Chronicle about Richardson calling out a racial double standard. Welcome to Monique Welch, digital reporter for the Houston Chronicle. Monique, so Sha'Carri is... from right there in Texas with you. I'm curious, what has the response been in her home state regarding her treatment versus this Russian contender?
Yes, so as you said, she is a hometown. She is a native to Texas. She's actually from Dallas, not Houston, but still the statewide outpouring of support is felt heavily in the state. A lot of people are siding with her and quick to come to her defense, to questioning the difference and not really seeing the differences that are there for this very intricate situation.
Let's go back to last summer now. Richardson was going to the Tokyo Olympics. In the spring, the trials took place, but by summer, she tested positive for marijuana. And she said that she smoked after being in mourning for her mother. There was public sympathy, but the IOC didn't budge. Up to that, was that actually a normal scenario?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's a lot of factors to this and a lot of variables that some aren't really being discussed. And what the biggest being that there are dozens of different agencies and committees and ruling parties that have a different say-so in this situation. With Kamila Valieva, excuse me. Her situation in Russia, that is being overlooked by the ROC. And right here in the United States, there is the USOC. So there are two different committees that are handling these issues. So it's not exactly, and it's more of an apples to oranges comparison in a sense, largely because of that. You have different people that are making these decisions.
Well, none of that sounds fair to me. So how is it then that there are these apples to oranges comparisons happening when really you're trying to, we should be creating a fair and equal playing ground for the sports, period, right? So that everyone is equally yoked in terms of competitiveness. What is the double, triple standard going on here?
Yeah, so their biggest offense is mainly the question of her being a minor. She's 15 years old. Sha'Carri was not at the time. She still is not. She's now 21. So the argument there is that if they would have allowed her, they would not have allowed her to continue, then it would have caused her irreparable harm. And the reasoning there is largely due to the fact that she couldn't willingly dope herself. And that is then pointing the spotlight on the adults involved, whether that is trainers or coaches. We don't know, but that is all going to be a part of the investigation, which is still an open case. So because it's not closed, a lot of those answers won't completely be answered until it is finished, which could take months. But the other difference there really is just the USOC they did have the leeway, I'll say, to go ahead and clear Sha'Carri to continue in the Olympics. They chose not to. The Russian Olympic Committee,
Yeah.
however, they did.
Yeah, it's really fascinating to me, this idea of her being a minor, and that something there makes that difference in terms of the substances themselves, especially because one of them was banned, that was found. So I want to come back to that. But an Olympic Committee spokesman responded this week to Richardson's situation, saying in part that she tested positive on the 19th of June, quite a way ahead of the games, and then the results came in early in order for USADA to deal with the case on time before the games. He then goes on to say that Richardson accepted a 1-month suspension and that the cases aren't that similar at all. I'm still confused. I don't really get the rationale here, but Valieva's case dates back to December. So doesn't that make it worse because the drugs were present just months before the actual competition?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. A lot of people are having some of those same questions. And again, it goes back to the committee. Some people are saying, well, why did it take the ROC so long to test the results and get those back versus, the United States? They were much quicker in doing so. And some of that is, again, going into attacks with just, if you look at the ROC and some of their track record, with just some of the doping violations that they have had and cover-ups. There are a lot of people raising eyebrows right now for that reason and saying, why didn't they jump on this quicker to catch this before the game started?
Yeah, so look, I don't want to, contradict anyone in the field about what substances should or shouldn't be banned, but I do just want to talk for a minute about Valieva's reasoning for the substances that were in her system, and also just kind of contrast that to Richardson, who made the case that having THC in her system isn't actually performance enhancing at all. So it just seems that there's a double standard here. Break this down for us. What was said about what was found in the 15-year-old?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to clarify that both substances are listed as banned substances according to the Olympic Committee. The difference lies in the types of substances. For example, the trimetazine, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing the drug, but that is a banned heart medication. And it basically is used to aid with endurance and heart flow, like the blood flow efficiency, things that could help a figure skater. Marijuana, however, although it is banned, is not proven to enhance performance. So that part of her statement is very much true. There is a difference there. Now, the anti-world doping agency, the World Anti-Doping Agency, they did come out and say in September that they will go ahead and review and evaluate whether marijuana should be a banned substance. That, however, they haven't come out with any further updates on that and whether or not that actually will go into effect. But they did say that's something that they will review. And that came on the heels of Sha'Carri's situation.
Well, I mean, hopefully her situation does spark some broader conversation about marijuana usage, especially as the use for marijuana is expanding medicinally for anxiety and a variety of other things. So it's certainly something that's going to continue to be talked about in sports. The other thing that is just always fascinating to me is how we look at Black young women and girls versus how we look at white young women and girls. And in this instance, Valieva is a child, right? Like, she's a minor, she's 15, as are most of the people who are competing, by the way, because all the gymnasts, all the ice skaters, they're like 14, 15, 16 years old. Like, these are all young people. And Sha'Carri is a young woman, early 20s, right? I want to talk about the treatment of women in sports, the scrutiny, the disparity in the way that we see young white women in bodies versus young Black women in bodies. Oh, she grown, she ain't grown, right? I'm curious, what your thought is about the uneven expectations. Sha'Carri said it best, I think, in this tweet right after she was suspended. "I am human," is what she tweeted. Do you think that we're losing the sense of humanity in sports? Where is there an opportunity to have this conversation about how, gender and race play out?
Absolutely. I mean, this is honestly this is not a new topic for the Olympics at all. Just that same year, the Olympics banned swimming caps for swimmers in the Olympics. And as many know, swimming caps are used, for Black women all over to protect their natural hair. So that's another instance of alleged racial discrimination. So this is not a new topic, and I think it won't be the last of it. To be honest, it's something that until this investigation is complete, until, as more women are speaking out about this, that people are going to continue to talk about, people are going to continue to have outrage over until something is done. And what that looks like, that's the question. Some people are now contemplating if the ROC should even still be allowed to compete, just given their history with things just like this. So is it an issue that's tied to the ROC? Is it a broader issue as it relates to the Olympics committee as a whole? But a lot of people in the USOC as well, officials with their team have spoken out in outrage, just saying that this is not fair. And it is basically calling into question the integrity of the Olympics. Now, they're faced with this too, as they made a decision not to allow Sha'Carri to participate. So it brings in a lot of factors, but overall, it raises a lot of eyebrows on the Olympics as a whole and how they handle these situations.
And
these women.
And we haven't even gotten into the integrity or lack thereof and ethics issues all surrounding Russia at all times, which is a whole different conversation to have. Monique Welch, digital reporter at the Houston Chronicle, thank you so much for all of your insights and for joining me tonight to chop it up on Amplified. Appreciate you.